What's up, guys? This is What's My Game, and thank you so much for watching. Please mash that subscribe and like button for me. It really helps me out. Mad Max top 5 tips for early in the game. The first tip, pressing L3 tells you how many parts are undiscovered in an area. This is what you need to do early in the game. Parts are that important that I'm going to stress this twice. Two different parts of the parts. So when you're in a new area, or a little zone, or area, whatever you want to call it, you want to press L3, and that'll tell you how many parts. You can see down at the bottom, it says scrap 1 out of 2, down on the right-hand side toward the bottom. That way I know I have one more scrap or part that I need to find in this area. And it's up here on this barge or container, and you have to run and jump to get up there because there is no climbing. Now, the parts are easily identifiable because they have a big yellow gear-looking icon, and they also glow this like blue glow, but they only do that when you get close enough to them. So while they're easy to spot, you do have to get close enough to them for them to be yellow. They're not going to just do that from a mile away. So keep that in mind. But parts are very, very important in this game, both to level up Mad Max and all his parts and all his everything, and also the car parts. So rolling into more parts, get parts, so many parts. The reason I went into this twofold is because they are that important. I was just saying you use parts to upgrade Mad Max's equipment and also all of your car's equipment as well. And there's dozens and dozens and dozens of car upgrades, which are really cool. So they get more and more expensive in parts. We're talking 300 or 400 parts a piece. This particular spot here, it was just a part of the game or a part of the playthrough, and I could have easily avoided it, but I saw all these cars just kind of going around in a circle, and I could have just passed them up, but I decided to take them on. I jumped out of my car, and all the drivers got out, so I just beat them up, and then made it a lot easier to go back and demo all the cars because they were just sitting there. So keep that in mind. The point of this is make an effort to get extra parts because I promise you, you're going to need them. So just in your own way, find ways to get more parts. There's always extra little cars driving around. Go ahead and take the time to take them out. Spend your Griffa tokens wisely. What the hell are Griffa tokens? If you don't already know by now, they're really important. There's this guy named Griffa, and you can exchange tokens to him, and it helps you with your legend upgrades. And that's what these are. A word of warning, once you go into this guy's menu, you cannot back out. So you have to spend whatever amount of tokens you have. You can't not use them, if that makes any sense. So only visit the guy when you're ready to spend your tokens. There's 2 or 3 spots I'd really recommend you spend them on. The first one is Volition. That one allows you to get more parts every time you pick up parts. And also the other one is Munition. That one helps you to get more shotgun ammo when you pick up shotgun ammo. So, in other words, you get more parts when you find parts, and you get more ammo when you find ammo. Those are the first 2 I bought. And I really researched it and thought about it, and I'm continuing my build that way. They're definitely the 2 best ones. Without a long explanation, you don't need gas, you don't need food, you don't need water. Trust me, they're everywhere. And in certain cases, gas just respawns over and over again. So don't worry about it. You don't need to worry about your gas and all that shit. The next one you want to spend your money on is a legend upgrade, which is, I think, in the top right hand corner up here. That's going to allow you to spend your tokens all the way around the circle. I can't buy any more Volition or ammunition because I haven't upgraded my legend level enough. So it's part of it's playing the game, but also you can spend some of these tokens to help upgrade this legend. Right here it is, Judgment it's called. Use a token to increase Max's legend ability. And I'm going to show you here a little bit more detailed right now, but here's a good example. So if right now I'm on level 2, which is Day Lizard. When you first start, you're Roadkill. So you're only on level 1, so that means you can only put 1 little gold token in each one of these circles. So if you want to level them up all the way around, say on Volition and Judgment and Munition, then you need to go up to Day Lizard and Feral Fiend over on the right hand side. You need to climb that ladder. And these are all the challenges that I've completed, And these are the challenges I haven't completed. And so as you complete these challenges, your rank will go up and you'll get more tokens. It's a process, okay? So just naturally playing the game, you'll probably get a lot of these, but if you pay attention to the challenges and actually do them, you can actually get this legend rank a lot higher and get more tokens faster than you would in a normal progress of the game. So that's why I wanted to take a little extra time and show you that menu, because it is that important. I've got 7 tokens to spend here, and again, once you go into this menu, you can't back out. So you're going to have to spend whatever you have. So you check in your legend menu to see how many you have and say, okay, and kind of plan your attack. And you can see I can go now to the second spot on the circle because I'm level 2. Until I get to level 3, I won't be able to go to the third one. So there's another spot that I recommend. In this case, I think I have to choose 2 spots. So that's why I said you should save up your tokens. Otherwise, you're going to be spending them in areas you don't want to spend them in. The other one I'm going to recommend is longevity. Health is always a benefit in any game. So I would recommend health. Food really doesn't matter, trust me. Gas doesn't matter. Water doesn't matter. That shit is everywhere. Channeling is important because channeling gives you a longer fury, which is a badass combo technique for fighting. So those are the 2 I would recommend outside of the initial 2. So channeling and longevity, because channeling is awesome because the fury fighting ability is really OP, and it just makes it longer, the duration for that fury. And I'm not going to explain that here, but those are the spots that I would recommend you spend them on. And here's just a quick overview of where I've spent my initial 16 10. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 10. My first 10 tokens, that's where I spent them, and that's where I recommend you spend them as well. The other ones really are worthless for the most part. Now, number 4 is having to do with health. And health is something that you don't have to pay a lot of attention to in the game, but when you need it, you need it. You can eat lizards and rats and other different rodents that are running around for health. And you don't even realize this, but you can. Basically, if you see something running around, or if you look hard enough or long enough, you'll typically find something scurrying around, usually near buildings or near campsites. In this case, I think this one's a lizard. Don't waste your shotgun shells, because shotgun shells are really hard to come by. And I'm always freaking hitting the circle button accidentally anyway and wasting them. So just use your feet and and stomp on their asses so you don't have to waste shotgun shells, which are hard to come by in this game. They're really the least amount of things I've found so far is shotgun shells. So you can see I had a hard time tracking this rat down, but eventually I got his ass, and I'll fill my health bar up. So this is just a nice way to refill your health, and it does it pretty quickly without having to, if you don't have any water like I don't, or without using all your water up. Travel to the balloons in each area early. The balloons are similar to what Assassin's Creed does with towers. Okay, so you get all the way at the top and you can see the whole area and then scope it out with your binoculars. It's not as cool as like Metal Gear Solid binoculars, but you'll be able to scope out the area and see all these different checkpoints, and then you'll know what you haven't visited yet. It's just really helpful. That way you can, in some cases, fast travel to them, and you can also just see what you haven't done really quick on your map right in game. So this is something I've tried to do in each area right when I get to a new area. Even if I haven't made it into one, I'll go ahead and drive into one and just avoid all the enemies, and then hop into the balloon and open that zone. And it just is really helpful, and similar to what I would do in Assassin's Creed, which is just run around and open all the areas just so I can see what's in front of me. It's kind of like lifting the fog, so to speak, you know, and it really helps out. When you go up in the balloon initially, you won't have anything, and you'll see these little white dots, and they're easy to miss. And then when you highlight the white dot with the binoculars, it will then highlight it. You can read the caption if you want to or whatever, but most importantly is that it puts an icon on your map about what you just found. And then, like I said, in some cases you can fast travel to it or whatnot. So that's the biggest thing with the balloons, and I'm going to give you one more example of them. And you'll just have to ascend up and ascend down. In some cases, some balloons won't have gas. There's usually gas in the area. In this case, I think on this balloon, you have to destroy the wires that are tethering it. In this case, I didn't want to get back down to my car, so I just shot the wire with the shotgun. That works fine. So otherwise, you can use your car and just ram it, or use your harpoon. And but sometimes they need gas, and if it needs gas, I can guarantee you there's a gas can around there somewhere. If not, you should always have one in the back of your car anyway, so that you can fill up your car or fill up things like this or use it for bombs. And we'll talk about that later. I have a ton of things planned for my next set of tips for this game. I already have like 5 more lined up. I just thought that these were the most important early in the game. I'm about 6 hours in playing so far, and I'm going to put a lot more time into it and then decide what my next 5 are. So stick with me, guys. I've got a ton of tips lined up for this game. It's really turned out to be a pretty good game. It's definitely maybe a 7 or 8 out of 10. It's not a 10 out of a 10 like maybe Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain's going to be, but it's a pretty solid game, and it's worth your money to pick it up. So thanks so much, guys. I hope you enjoy the tips. More to come. Have a fantastic day. This is What's My Game. See ya!